Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Adam, and you're watching Unlimited Options Investing. My next two videos are going to be about two people in the media that have a really big following, and I like following them myself because they actually make sense when they speak, and behind what they're saying, there's actual substance, something to back it up. These two people are Josh Brown and Tom Lee. This video being about Josh Brown and specifically one stock pick that he has for 2022, which is AO Smith. So we're going to take a look into that stock. We'll look at the chart. We'll take a look at the fundamentals. Let's see their investor presentation as well as financials. And we'll take a deeper dive into the company. They manufacture water heaters and they have a well-known presence in the United States and are entering the Indian and Chinese markets and much, much more. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome aboard and hit that subscribe button. Here at Unlimited Options Investing, we talk everything from stocks, crypto, options, ETFs, and we're investing for the long term. As always, smash that like button and let's get started.
Let's chop up some tickers. No, I wanted to see if I can get you to buy a stock. All right, wait, hold on. Mr. Batnick.
I'm feeling very liquid. So,
Mr. Batnick, this is Josh Brown from Ritholtz & Co. Perhaps you've heard of us.
Nope.
We're a boutique investment bank based in Midtown Manhattan. How are you this afternoon?
Good.
Great.
Wait, how did you get my number?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll get to that in just a moment. But before we get started, I want to make sure you have a pen handy because I want to give you a ticker symbol and I want to make sure that you have it written down in front of you just in case we get disconnected. Do you have that pen? Terrific. The name of the company I want to talk about is the AO Smith Corporation, ticker symbol AOS. Are you familiar with the company at all? Have you heard of that?
I've never heard of it.
Okay. Based in Wisconsin, been in business since the Civil War, believe it or not. One of the longest standing publicly traded names, and yet a market cap, Michael, of below $15 billion. If you were to go down to the basement right now in your home and look at the water heater, there's a 1 in 2 shot that AO Smith is the manufacturer. Isn't that interesting?
You had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Now I have your interest. Well, here's the bottom line. We're underhoused in this country. We're going to be building millions of homes. Half of those homes or more will have an AO Smith boiler or water heater, and 85% of this company's sales on an ongoing basis are replacements alone. Now, what if I told you in the last couple of years they've entered the India and China market and not only selling their branded water heaters, but also doing what is it called when they clean water? What is that called?
Desalination?
No, but close, something like that.
Wait, is this water heaters as a service? Is this like a recurring?
Michael, clean water is a substantial health risk and a serious issue in places like India and China. So I have to ask you. I have to ask you if AO Smith is entering two of the biggest markets by population in the world with their top of the line water heaters and water cleaners. I have to believe this stock should trade substantially higher given its low valuation, high buyback, and dividend yield. Would you agree with that statement?
It's got the high dividend yield.
Yes.
Right.
About 1.3% versus a 10-year treasury at 1.6%. Plus, they bought back $400 million worth of stock last year. Okay. As they enter these high-growth markets, I have to believe you can picture the stock trading to at least $100 per share and beyond. Am I right?
Are we done?
How many shares can I put you down for?
All right, what's the deal with this?
Will I be setting this up as a joint account or an individual account? You tell me. What's easiest for you?
Why? How'd this get on your radar?
I'm trying to find stocks that I think have high prospects for this year that are paying a decent yield and buyback, have sustainable margins.
Did you find this in Barron's? Did you find this in Barron's?
No. I actually have a screen on Y charts that I use. I'm looking for stocks that are within 3% of their all-time high that pay a dividend yield. And then I end up with, like, out of S&P 500, I end up with like 30. And then I just chop through them. So I picked this one up this week. Full disclosure, and I'd like to get you involved in this name.
Is this investment advice?
This is investment advice only for you, not for anyone else watching this show. I believe you should put 500 shares away. Believe me, you'll thank me in 3 years.
Can I wait for a pullback?
Michael, what's your social security number? I'm setting up the account right now. All right, let's move on. What are we doing next?
Dude, growth stocks. Holy moly.
All right, a lot to digest. So AO Smith is trading at $83.15, yielding a dividend of 1.35%. has a market cap of $13.23 billion, a 52-week low of $52, and a 52-week high just shy of $87. Looking at the last 1 year, we are up 48.06%, rolling over during that September correction, bottoming out back in October and then ripping on higher, not really feeling the effects of the current sell-off. So it's looking like a pretty solid value stock so far. Looking at Yahoo Finance, has an average volume of about 1 million shares traded per day and 1 year target of about 82.33, roughly where the price is right now. All right, so as Josh Brown said, they are a global manufacturer of residential and commercial water heaters, boilers, and water treatment products with $2.9 billion in annual sales, 14,000 employees, and 22 manufacturing facilities. Market leader, stable growing U.S. replacement market, operating leverage from incremental new construction and replacement, strength of premium brand, distribution, manufacturing, and innovation provide clear market advantage in China. 5-year dividend of compound annual growth rate through 2020 equals 22%. A 5-year cumulative cash return to shareholders from dividends and shares repurchased equals $1.4 billion through 2020, and a strong balance sheet and cash flow to support future growth, share repurchase, and acquisitions, exactly as Josh was saying. So this is their market share in the US. And its biggest competitor seems to be a company called Rheem, both holding about roughly the same amount of share in residential markets, whereas A.O. Smith is clearly the leader in the commercial market. And apparently water heaters have Wi-Fi built into them now. I guess you can control the water heater. It makes sense, I guess. Looking at their results from the second quarter, they actually have some pretty decent growth, an increase of 30% in sales year over year from that second quarter, with their net earnings going up 74%. And their EPS going up 74%. So pretty impressive, not bad at all for, again, a value stock, something that looks like it's going to be decently stable, that's continuing to make all-time highs and backed up by Josh Brown. Not necessarily a bad recipe for success, especially if you get it on weakness. Because if he mentions it and then it starts skyrocketing, then you don't really want to buy it. But if it keeps going down and he's backing it up, and it looks like their sales are pretty diversified globally, not just from North America. They're in a strong capital position, so $196 million of cash provided by operations, a 5.25% debt to capital ratio, a $582 million cash balance, a $476 million net cash position, and 3 million shares repurchased totaling $198 million. And their quarter 4 earnings are going to be coming up very soon with the rest of the market, as a lot of companies are going to begin reporting as soon as this week. So they're expecting their 2021 projections of earnings per share from $2.70 per share to $2.76 per share, with operating cash flow from $500 to $525 million and capital expenditures from $85 million to $90 million, with stock repurchases of approximately $400 million. All right, and taking a look at the candlestick, so AOS, we see a very nice breakout ever since the end of October. Again, we saw that September correction. We sold off all the way from a peak of about $73 a share all the way down to about $60 a share. You see these two doji candles, a green candle, and then at the beginning of the uptrend, and then a huge breakout at the end of October. I guess that was earnings time. And then right now grinding very nicely on that 20 EMA, touching that 50 EMA very nicely a few weeks ago, and then again recovering, and right now sitting right on that 20 EMA. So we can draw a line around the $80, $79 area, where we found an area of resistance in early November, as well as support back at the end of November, as well as the closing price back on December 20th. So waiting to see whether this 20 EMA holds up, if not, this $80 area. All right, and that's the end of my video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of A.O. Smith? Are you in with Josh Brown in this value stock, or are you not touching it? Do you just do your own due diligence and find your own companies? Let me know in the comments below. As always, subscribe and like, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.